Hello everyone, here's our notes on solving two-step equations. When we're solving two-step equations, that means there's two things happening to our variable, and the order that we do it in is like order of operations, but it's opposite. So I like to call it SAD-MEP, but a lot of people call it reverse PEMDAS. So for our first example, we have r divided by 4 minus 12 equals negative 5. So first we're going to add 12 to both sides because adding and subtracting comes first. So now we have r over 4 equals 7. Then we're going to multiply both sides by 4 to get rid of the divided by 4, and we get r equals 28. For the next example, we have 7k minus 14 equals 42. So for first, we're going to add 14 to both sides because adding and subtracting comes first in SAD-MEP. Then we have 7k equals 56. So that's multiplying by 7, so we're going to divide both sides by 7. And 56 divided by 7 equals 8. So we have k equals 8. The next one, we have 9 equals 4a plus 13. So we're going to subtract 13 from both sides because adding and subtracting comes first. Then we have negative 4 equals 4a. And we're going to divide both sides by 4 to get rid of the multiplied by 4, and we get negative 1 equals a. For number 4, we have 13 equals 11 minus 4x. So that 11 is positive. So we need to subtract 11 from both sides. Even though there's a minus sign, that 11 does not have a negative in front of it, so it's positive. And then we have negative 4 times x. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 4. Now, since the denominator is bigger, we end up with a fraction, and we get negative 1/2 equals x. For number 5, we have 10 equals x over 2 plus 7. So we're going to subtract 7 from both sides first because we add and subtract first. And then that x over 2 is like x divided by 2. So we're going to multiply both sides by 2, and we get 6 equals x. For number 6, we have negative 1/3 times y minus 6 equals negative 11. So we're going to add 6 to both sides first, which gives us negative 1/3 y equals negative 5. Then we're going to multiply both sides by the denominator. Whenever you have a fraction multiplied to a variable, you multiply both sides by its denominator to get rid of the fraction. And so since it was negative, we also needed to, negative times negative equals positive, which gives us a positive y on the left side, which is really our goal. And negative 5 times negative 3 equals positive 15. So a fraction is like dividing, especially when it's 1 over a number. If you have a different number on top, we will talk about that later on. There's 2 operations that need to be done. So for number 7, we have x plus 3 over 2, so a big fraction, and it equals 5. So when you have a big fraction, you multiply by the denominator first to get rid of the denominator, because it's basically like there's parentheses on the top. So we have x plus 3 and parentheses on the top. Since we're in SAD-MEP order, the parentheses go last. So now we have x plus 3 equals 10. We subtract both sides by 3 and we get x equals 7. Last example. We have 4 minus x over 3 equals negative 7. So this is just like the last one. We need to get rid of the denominator first. So we multiply both sides by 3. Now we have 4 minus x equals negative 21. Then we're going to subtract 4 from both sides. That 4 is positive, so we subtract it. And then we also have a negative x left over. So that's like negative 1 times x. So then we have to go and divide both sides by negative 1. So we get x equals positive 25. Make sure you guys have these notes written down. You're going to need to turn in a picture of these notes.